Hello, everyone. Welcome to Think EdTech Thursday. Today's session is Gemini for Student Success, Tools that Adapt and Support. Presenting is Mr. Oscar Gomez from Kennedy Middle School. He's our CIT at Kennedy Middle School. And to get started in today's session, we will focus on student success using Gemini tools that adapt to classroom needs and help personalize support for every learner. As a teacher, you have access to Google Gemini within Google Classroom or the Gemini app, and all the tools in there are free for our district. The objectives for today is to explore Gemini tools that support instruction by adapting to teacher needs and enhancing lesson delivery, helping you create lessons, create quizzes, and things that help you in the classroom and save you time. You'll learn how to integrate Gemini features to personalize student learning and streamline any of your classroom tasks. We'll apply Gemini strategies in practice. I have a few prompts that I can show you in order to create lessons, to create assessments, and to differentiate in the classroom using Gemini. A couple of housekeeping items. Please remember to keep your mic muted. Register through the PD system. Mr. Villarreal will include the PD number in the chat. Drop any questions you might have in the chat. Right now, at the moment, we don't have any participants, but once they log in, remind them that it's there in the chat. Use remote check-in, PSJA Tech, to check in. And a quick question here, something that you can think about before we start the session. When you need extra lessons, for example, tutoring, academies, or Saturday school, Saturday tutoring, what's your biggest challenge? Finding lessons that match district curriculum. B, differentiating for mixed student levels. C, making activities engaging. Or D, having enough time to prepare. We all use our curriculum that the district provides, but we do have extra tutorials where once we start benchmarking and we create our tutoring groups, we have academies and Saturday tutorings. So a lot of what we're going to show you here today can help you when planning for these type of things in your classroom. Mr. Oscar Gomez, our CIT at Kennedy Middle School, we call him Sunny. He goes by Sunny. He's been in the district for many, many years. How many years, Mr. Gomez?
This is my 28th year now.
28th year. So he's very knowledgeable in technology. He's gone through a training for Google Gemini. So he will talk to you about a little bit about AI, like an introduction to AI and some tools in Google Gemini. Okay, Mr. Sunny, I'll hand it over to you. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Yes,
let me get my screen going. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Oscar Gomez. I'm an instructional technologist at Kennedy Middle School. And yes, I've been here for 28 years, all my years here at PSJA. Just looking forward to what technology brings. I mean, we have a really exciting, these are really exciting times right now. We have artificial intelligence and we need to embrace it. Right now, whenever the technology department asked me to do some type of training on this, I went ahead and decided that, you know what, how about if we take a little step back? How about if we slow down a little bit? Because, I've been to a couple of my CLCs with my teachers, and I noticed that, they've asked them questions like, what tools you use to create, your SGMs or whatever else, and a lot of them don't say that they're using AI tools. They go back to their traditional stuff, their older, uh, things that they've been doing, I guess, for years. We need to realize that the times are changing and AI is here. And to tell you the truth, AI is the future. So with that being said, we can ask, what is AI? So as I mentioned, it's artificial intelligence. It's a type of computer science focused on creating machines that can perform tasks such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. AI learns data that allows them to improve performance over time and handle complex tasks without programming every scenario. So um, let me explain that a little bit. Whenever you have a traditional program, you have programmers that write what they call code. And code, the way that works is basically it's a set of rules or instructions that a computer follows to perform a particular task. So in many cases, it's like if this happens, then do that, um, and that's it. AI takes a different approach to this. Instead of specific rules of instruction and stuff, it takes large amounts of data. It learns from patterns of relationships to help make predictions and decisions for you. So then all this is called machine learning. So AI uses machine learning, and examples of machine learning will be like Netflix. Netflix, you watch a movie in Netflix, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, it starts suggesting, well, maybe you'll like this movie too. Maybe recommends this movie. Same thing with Amazon. Whenever you purchase something on Amazon, you're gonna find yourself that you all of a sudden you'll get messages or something saying, "Hey, I saw that you purchased this household item last time. Maybe you'll like this household item too." So they're just suggestions, and all that is learning off of data. The previous data. So all this is machine learning, and whether we realize it or not, AI is here, and it's not going anywhere, and it's been here for a while, and it just makes everything a little simpler. It saves time and it's efficient. um we so now we can go into the question of what is Gemini. Gemini is a type of AI, just like ChatGPT is a type of AI. Same thing. For educators, it helps draft lesson plans, align objectives, re-level text assignments for students, increase students' engagements, generate assessment assignments, accelerate literature review, summarize long documents for you. All these things are important because it can actually help our students quite a bit. Like the second bullet there, the engagement by adjusting content to fit their interest. If you have a student that is maybe not quite at the level that they should be, maybe they're a couple of levels down, but you can ask Gemini to change the assignment a little bit and bring it down to a lower grade level to help that student kind of participate and feel a little bit better and be able to complete the assignment versus just not doing it at all. Um, Gemini is also, students can use it, for preparing for assignments and stuff like that. Currently, PSJA, students they don't have it on their devices, but faculty and staff do. They could use it to go from large, documents and stuff and summarize things for them, help them with their professional development, brainstorming ideas. Faculty can use it in many ways. It's amazing what the things that can be done with Gemini. And I know we're just going to touch over some basic tools today. Like I said, want to take it back. We're going to slow down. We're going to just kind of explain to you what AI is, what Gemini is, and then definitely we'll be getting more trainings coming soon and get a little bit deeper. So here at the district, we have Gemini for Education. Okay, so in other words, it's focused on the education area. It's available both free and paid. It's time saving, efficient. It helps with creating lesson plans, like I said, creating rubrics, email drafts, parents, personalized learning, like I mentioned for students. Creativity in classrooms, generate ideas for classroom activities. Anytime you're gonna put something together, sometimes you might either just do it on your own, but there's sometimes that, what, let me ask my colleague, let me ask my coworker, get their advice, see what they think. Well, Gemini is basically your personal assistant. You can ask them and you're gonna get tons of ideas and recommendations. You can ask it for 4 ideas or 4 different ways of doing a particular task, 5 different ways of doing a particular task, and it's going to give you 5 different activities, and then you pick which one's best for you. So whenever we go into Gemini, this is what you basically see, what's in the blue box right here. It's just a big white box. It doesn't really seem like it has much at all, but let me go over basically the parts of Gemini real quick. So, you have the plus over here on the side, which is your start new chat. You have the prompting area. Prompting is essential. This is the part, really the meat and potato of Gemini or any type of AI, to tell you the truth. And I don't know if y'all have known this term before, but that's they say GIGO. So, which means garbage in, garbage out. Your output is going to be only as good as the information provided. So, what I mean by that is that if you type in or you put in a prompt that is specific enough for my 5th grade math class, for my, things like that, for following the TEACS number, whatever you need to put, so that way you can get a useful output. And this is where I think a lot of teachers are kind of just missing the boat a little bit, where they don't do those kind of things and they're not really getting the output that they were expecting, and which will kind of discourage them from using AI. So like Ms. Martinez mentioned, she's going to go over some prompts, and hopefully that's going to help y'all in the future to be able to get that done properly. Here's a little plus sign. We can add files. We can add files to Gemini to search the files. You have you have a file that you wanted to search. You have the school policy. You have our Blue Cross Blue Shield policy that must be about 145 pages long. Well, you're not going to go by and you're not going to read all 145 pages looking for what you're looking for. You're going to just type it in to Gemini and upload it here. You type it in. We'll do all the searching for you. It'll tell you everything you need to know about that particular area that you're looking for. Or you can, instead of typing in, you can actually speak into it. So let's go ahead and get into GeminiGoogle.com. I'm going to show you a couple of ways you could either get in on your own if you want, or you can just follow along. Let's see, there we go. So if you go to GeminiGoogle.com, this is what it's going to pretty much take you to. It's going to take you to, this is Gemini right here. Okay, it's just the whole white screen. Here's the new chat. Here's the plus. Here's where you type in your prompting area. Or you can take it and go to Google Classroom. So a lot of teachers spend their time in Google Classroom and get to the right account. They spend a lot of time through Google Classroom. And over here on the right-hand side, upper right-hand side, you have a waffle here. If you go in there, you'll see down here, this is a Gemini icon. If you click on that, that's going to take you to the exact same page I was a couple of minutes ago. Over here on the left-hand side, there's another option down here, the 4th option. It says Gemini right there. You click on that, it's a different view. It takes you to this like educators. Okay. So you have these upper boxes here, or buckets. And pretty much it gives you ideas on the planning stage, what you might want to do in the planning stage. For instructional material, you have all these different available options that can help you. Assessments, you want to create a rubric, you want to generate a quiz, all these options are here. If you want to just go on to Gemini here down here under Explore More Google AI Tools, go ahead start chat. And what is that going to do? That's going to take you straight into Gemini, just like I did before. Right here next to it is our Gems. Gems is another tool under Gemini. It's pretty much what Gems is for something that is repetitive, something that you do on a repetitive basis. It's going to help you save time. If you know that you're going to grade these papers every Wednesday, or you need something done every Wednesday, Gems is going to help you do that. It's going to help you get through that. The next tool, and I believe Ms. Martinez did a training on that yesterday on Gems. So if y'all need any type of more information on that, yeah.
So a training was done yesterday on Gemini Gems, and we are about to upload that video to our YouTube PSJA Instructional YouTube page, where you can learn more about how to create a gem. Like Mr. Sunny said, that if you have a repetitive task and you want to save some time, not do it every Wednesday, like grade essays, you have 120 essays to grade. You can prompt Gemini to create that task for you, and you don't have to recreate the prompt each and every time you do that task. It'll automatically do it for you. It's ready there for you to use once you create it. So go back to maybe in a couple of days, check our YouTube page, or you'll find it there within our YouTube page, PSJ Instructional Tech, and our YouTube page.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. The next tool right here is the Notebook LM. It's a little bit different because Notebook LM, instead of going out there and searching on data, it works based off the data you supply it. So what I mean by that is if you upload a PDF, like I mentioned before about the insurance policy, if you upload the insurance policy and you want to know more about what cancer coverage you have or with a particular sickness or whatever, it's going to search the whole document for you and it's going to give you some type of output. So I just, these are just other tools that we're going to have, and please, look out for them. They're going to be upcoming trainings coming out through our technology department, and they're exciting. They're great. They're, awesome tools that are going to be available to us. And the whole thing about Gemini and AI is just to try to help our lives a little bit more simple. Okay. So please look out for upcoming sessions. So right now I'm just gonna turn it back to Ms. Martinez, and she's gonna cover the prompting area. As far as the planning, the assessment, and modifying assignments, using proper prompting, the proper way to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez.
Let me stop sharing.
And let me see. Can you see my screen there or no? Can you see my screen, David?
Yes.
Okay. So like Mr. Sunny said, we have those buckets within Google Gemini. The first one that we saw under planning was generate lessons, and we have a prompt here that I'm going to use to create a lesson plan. A good tip to use here is that you can ask Gemini to even include vocabulary scaffolds and formative checks for day 3 and 5. You tell Gemini what you want for it to create. And this is great for aligning your standards for biology or science when planning. and using intentional pacing and differentiation in your class. So let me show you how to get there. So I'm going to go back. My favorite way of logging into Gemini is through Google Classroom. And on the left-hand side, you have Gemini. There's a little blue dot within Google Classroom under Gemini. That's how I get there. These are your Google AI tools for educators. The buckets are up here. I'm going to go to planning, outline a lesson plan. I'm going to create a lesson plan for 9th grade biology. Oh my God, I can't spell. And the templates are a general lesson plan or a 5E lesson plan. The district uses the 5E model, which is your engage, your I do, we do, you do sort of plan for a lesson. So I'm going to click on 5E. And it says describe the topic and standard you want to teach and knowledge or skill you want students to demonstrate. I am going to say that for biology, I want the TEKS standard 6A, and then generate learning objectives. I'm going to click on that so I can do that as well. So it gave me 2 student objectives. And right here at the bottom, right underneath that blue box, it says describe your class. It's optional, but if I want to differentiate for my students, I'm going to say that I want the AI to know that I have a diverse class of emergent bilinguals and special education students. So now my lesson plan will probably have some differentiation in it. It'll have some options that I can take with my emergent bilinguals. It'll be a very dense copy of a lesson plan, and you can always modify however you would like if it's not what you need. What I really like about it, and let me show you, I'm going to click on generate lesson plan. And here it is, the materials, the preparation. What I really, really like about this and what I haven't seen other AIs do is give you the common misconceptions for this particular standard. When teaching this part, when teaching your students, you always want to know ahead of time, what is it that my students are going to run into? And maybe you've been teaching for 15, 20 years, as you know, your expertise, you already know the common misconceptions. But this is a great resource for a teacher because it's very aligned to the TEKS. It'll tell you where you need to explore more or explain for your students. You have the 5E model, which is the engage, 10 minutes. The I do, you do, we do together, and the independent practice, okay? So it has everything. You need to make sure that you go through it, vet it. If it's missing something, if it's maybe it has extra things that you don't need, you can always modify in this section and reiterate your prompt. Be as specific as you need to be so that you can get the right outcome, okay? And from there, you also have 3 options up here at the top. Maybe you want to create worksheets to go along with this lesson. Maybe you want to incorporate more strategies or activities. And it even has this up here that says modify the lesson with more strategies for my ELLs. Okay, so it has more options. And another great, awesome thing here is that you can even find relevant videos that go with that particular lesson, okay? So if you have a Saturday tutoring coming up, this is a great tool to use because, you know, our curriculum is for your basic, it's on a pacing calendar from Monday through Friday by 6 weeks. So you can always use this to incorporate more into your tutorings or academies, even for academies. Okay, so that was the lesson plan. Let me go to another one. Let's see. I'm going to go back to planning. Oh no, I'm going to go to assessments. I'm going to generate a quiz. I'm going to say I'm going to stick to biology, 9th grade biology. Number of questions, I want 10 questions. Describe the topic and the knowledge or skills you want students to demonstrate. I'm going to say create a quiz for TEKS. A biology. So it has a couple of learning objectives there. I could choose from multiple choice, true or false, short answer, long answer. I'm going to click multiple choice, generate questions. Make sure you vet your questions. If this is what you need, you already went through your lesson and these are the questions that you need, then perfect, right? You vet it. I'm going to export and I can export it to my Google Classroom from this point. I can export it to Docs or I can export it to a Google form. This is great right here. I am going to do a Google form. Okay, there it is. Make sure you vet. And if everything looks great, it just created a Google form for you with a quiz for that particular standard, okay? And then the last one I'm going to cover is differentiation. Let me show you real quick. I'm gonna hit the bucket over here. Support students. Let me see. Oh my God, I lost it. I can't find it.
You want to select support students again?
Support students, but I can't find the one that I needed. I don't know. It was actually called differentiation. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm going to leave you with two. So we covered the planning. In the planning section, in the planning bucket, we created an outline. And then the assessments, we generated a quiz. So those are two great tools that you can use in the classroom. And that concludes our presentation today. Make sure to follow us on social media. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Thank you so much for providing this training today. And thank you so much. That's it.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.